so it's a new year. Happy New Year. Yep. Got a new project, as you can see, and I believe you mentioned this one before. So here's what's going on with this one. It's missing a drivetrain.
Like all of it.
Like the whole thing. But is it really? That there is a 351 Windsor. We are going to shoehorn it in there somehow. Now, something kind of cool about that. This too, in fact, has a 351 in it. It's a little rowdier than that one, but that's aside the point. So basically what we're doing with this one, it originally had a 4-cylinder in it. When I was talking to the customer about it, he said basically that this thing wouldn't do like 50 on the highway and it was struggling. So he wants to do what any normal person would do and put bigger motor in. Makes sense. So today, we're just getting started on this, literally. So he doesn't want AC, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna start digging into the wiring and try to cut the old motor mounts out. Someone already tried to do it, did a horrible job. We're gonna make that right for him. So drivetrain wise, obviously we're doing a 351. Next week, we're gonna try to acquire a ZF. Yep, ZF5. And we're putting a Borg Warner 1356 behind that. We think this should work pretty good. The other thing is we got a suspension lift on this. I think, what, 3 or 4 inch?
It looks probably it's about a 2 to 3 inch suspension and then about a 3-inch body.
Which will greatly help. The body being up higher, we put the motor up higher because there's no cross member in the front, so to speak. So that'll get that engine away from axles and all sorts of other stuff. Plus, this thing's going to get 1 tons as well. So this is going to be a very multi-part series, obviously. This ain't getting done in one video for sure. Not unless you guys want it to be 5 hours long, which I don't feel like editing that.
No.
This is going to be part 1. Part of the basically tear down. Hi-ya. Hi. Alright, so now that became the engine, our main goal, because we're not running a computer, we're running a 4-barrel on this for now. We may put a sniper on it later.
Either way, it's irrelevant.
Yep, so we're getting rid of most of this, and I say most of because some of this is still going to go to sensors. We don't have the wiring diagram for it just yet, which we'll probably get Monday. I don't even know what day it is.
It's Thursday.
Oh, okay, so maybe tomorrow even. I'll get a wiring diagram for it. And what we're going to basically do is unpin what we need out of here to run all the other systems. That's where that's where the wiring gets extremely confusing and like, But until then, we're just going to get it all out and set aside. So down the hole again, we got the torch, which we need to turn on, by the way. Yeah. So we're just going to torch these off right quick. And, yeah. Okay, so day one.
Literally day one.
Yeah. So this, so just should have mentioned this before. This video will probably come out, as you now know, a couple weeks later because we have other stuff going on. But anyway, sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier. More to the point, we got the engine mounts, the factory mounts removed. Those are sitting over there. Matter of fact,
What's left of them?
so that's the
Drivers.
that was driver.
Drivers.
Yeah, it was. Driver's side mount, cool. Bolted to the frame, or welded to the frame, did its thing. Now this one.
Monstrosity.
So, welded to the frame set this way. Someone tried to cut slots in it for the Ford motor mounts.
Severe overkill on the steel.
I don't know.
Who are we to point fingers?
It's half and whatnot, but it's still wasn't designed out very well, whoever tried doing this. But that's why we're here. We're here. We're going to make it better. We'll make completely custom mounts for this engine to sit in here. Tomorrow, I believe the game plan is wiring.
Picking up some wiring diagram manual tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And then we're going to finish deciphering and see what we can eliminate from the factory harness and what we can maybe reuse.
So basically going from EFI to non-EFI, there's a lot of stuff in that harness that can just disappear. There's a lot of stuff we're going to keep for like sensors and such that do run the dash. We want to keep that as original as possible so you can turn the key, you don't have to worry about other switches and craziness, and it works like
Aftermarket gauge that we can use all your
Yes.
original gauges.
So I did the same thing with the crawler, our Ford crawler over there, oh God, years ago. Yes, it's a spaghetti mess, it's a nightmare, but it's the right way to do it. And we don't have to put a whole new harness in this thing either. That's the big thing, because we had discussed that. If we can avoid putting a harness in this vehicle, this would be the cheaper, faster, better way to go. So I guess until tomorrow, we're going to find calories. Hey everyone. So another day in the shop. Our Jeep project here, we did get a bunch of wiring done to it, and I wasn't really going to bore you with that, and I'll show you why. Sorry about that. So basically, what all that entailed, pulling brackets like this out of the way because you're not going to use them. Harnesses like this. But the real boring, tedious part is like stuff like this here. Going through each pin and figuring out what we don't need, going to the computer and blah, blah, blah. And then, stuff like everything associated with the map sensor. What else? Like the upshift light circuit. We don't need that. Although I was going to be a smart ass and put a gyro thing on to where if it turned upside down it had an arrow pointing the wrong way. But anyway. Let's see. Alternator wiring, don't need it. But all this still had to be unpinned. More engine harness. So basically, like unpinning and chasing all these wires out of that system. Or out of that vehicle. So I was not going to bore you with all that detail because all that really is just checking powers and grounds and seeing what does what. Boring. Took a couple days to get that done. Taking our time with it because you don't want to put power straight to a ground circuit and stuff like that. So you got to know what you're looking for. It is time consuming, it is tedious, but it's what is required for what we're doing. Mess complete. So I'll basically give you a quick rundown of what we did do in there. Alright, so here's the engine bay. Going to the dash, and then that goes to that harness there. Goes into a bulkhead behind the brake booster to basically the fuse panel. That's the new engine harness. We're going to keep the factory Jeep plug. You notice all the way down there, all those wires are labeled: oil pressure, coolant temp sensor, check engine light, which we will get working. I'll show you guys how to do that. A key on for an alternator. I believe there's a key on for a electric choke as well, and a bunch of other stuff that's actually going to run that engine. Now on this side is where it gets in a little more interesting. So those wires, most of them run right into the fuse box. That harness there that comes out, you see it down, where is it? Right there. You see it right there? That goes to the back of the fuel pump and whatnot. However, now this is the boring part, is this fuse block and all the wiring underneath it. We actually pulled this out, pulled the back off of it, and went through each circuit and figured out what we do and don't need. As of right now, we're just using this relay, I believe, and this one. Fuel pumps and electric fans. As a matter of fact, hey, look at that. Get over here. 2 E-fan. So that will actually go to the electric fan, and yes, I am definitely going to put a bigger wire on there that is just labeled. I can pull that off in 2 seconds and put a physically bigger wire in there. So like this one, to the starter solenoid, which we're going to use a Ford style down over here. So yeah, instead of showing all that and boring you, we'd elected not to. You're welcome. But anyway, so there's other stuff in there, you know, tax signal, you know, signal to the distributor. He wants to run an HEI, thank God. Yeah. So all that's done. The lighting circuits worked when it got here, so that was cool. The horn doesn't work. I think it has an aftermarket steering wheel. I have to look into that, and I think that's about it, wiring-wise. So we're just waiting on a transmission right now to plot behind that motor so we can set it all in there and figure out where everything needs to live. But until then, Santa Summit decided to show up. Yeah. What's in the box? Expensive stuff. Bronze gear for the distributor on the crawler. The fan for the crawler. And some spark plug wires. Get from the Northeast, that's how it's pronounced anyway. Alright, so 17-inch fan, 7 blade. On this particular truck, this fan's gonna be direct bolted to the water pump. When the motor's running, this thing's moving. We're rock crawling. We're not going down the track at 100 miles an hour, so this thing needs to move as much air as humanly possible. Distributor gear. I am running a hydraulic roller cam. You got an aftermarket stuff. You got to run a bronze gear. The basic theory is that the bronze gear will take the wear before the expensive camshaft does. The cam I have in that truck, I can't even get anymore. So yeah, I'd rather not roast that camshaft, if at all possible. And then from Moroso, the 8.65 spark plug wires. Yay. 45 degree on one end, HEI on the other. So anyway, I'll plug a distributor right quick. It's literally gonna take 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I just got to literally pull it out of there. The distributor, or HEI style. Yoink. I've already popped the steel gear off. I'm just going to put the bronze one on. Just a matter of knocking that pin out. Put new gear in the pin on. Should measure out to 531 thousandths. That's what the inside of this one is. There's like 4 or 5 different sizes, so you got to be careful when you order them. So yay, bronze gear. So I think what I'm going to do next, honestly, I'm going to run the bolt house. I'm going to measure out, get one of these, which that looks like a 5/16, 20 something thread, 26 or whatever it is. It is a fine thread. I get 4 bolts, hold this fan on. That's going to be my next step. That's probably going to be for tomorrow because it's getting later in today, but hey, we at least got that bronze gear. I've been waiting on that for a while. Hey everyone. Another day here in the shop type thing. It's been a day or two. It's been super cold out. However, did make a run to this hardware store and got some bolts and stuff. But in the meantime, I decided, while it was cold, to kind of halfway get organized. And this is what I mean. So, made a list. Everything we need to do to turn the key on the crawler. In order, coffee, number 1, for sure. Get a torque to flex plate in, because I haven't done that yet. We got to put some oil, and I'll put a new filter on it. The temp sensor on the EFI got cut by someone else. I've got one coming. Order some spark plugs to time in our distributor. Hose clamps filled with water, but I will put the clamps on, all the hose clamps on. I have got to leak test the fuel system. We gotta put the fan in. The alternator and the belt, and then the alternator bracket with bolts, which I probably should have switched those, but it is what it is. Gonna prime the oil pump, no big deal. One of these, and 5/16 socket on extension. Cool. Spark plug wires, brand new ones here. I gotta route those. I'm gonna lash the rocker arms. So, right now, all the push rods or rockers, they're all loose. I did that intentionally because there was one situation about a year ago. Water got in the intake somehow. Thank God the valves were shut because I loosened the rockers. None of it got in the motor. I was able to extract it all out, cleaned it, oiled it down, whatever. It's good. But I gotta relash all the rockers, so that'll be fun. I gotta get a battery installed, and then I've got to make the battery cable connections. I should have put batteries, but it is what it is. So I think what I'm gonna do today is get the fan and the extension. Well, the fan, the extension, and the pulley installed. I think that's gonna be step one. Because that's something I can knock out very quickly. It's 4 bolts, whatever. So I gotta find 4 washers for them and bolt this fan on. All right. So get the fan, got our hose clamps, coffee. Check that off the list. And a weirdly bedazzled cup. It holds coffee, okay? And my side chick. And so I'm just gonna set you guys up over here somewhere. You get to watch me struggle trying to put this whole conglomeration on. Fans on. Next we're going to get all these band clamps, or whatever you want to call them. I'll at least get them all on the cooling system for tonight. And then probably going to warm up a little bit. Alright, so real quick, while I'm here, I'm just going to throw a new filter and throw some oil in this thing. Why not? I'm already here. So I'm going to pour that in, and that might be it for the night. Oil and filter, yay. I just threw those 5 quarts in for now. Once I prime the engine, I'll actually check the level, but I think that's number 3. Check mark. Oh, we did have coffee too. We'll check that. Oh, the hose clamps. Oh, fan installed. Yay. Number 9. Yeah. And check. Cool. Hoping here in the next couple weeks, honestly, to have most of this checked off and be turned the key. We'll see, and I'll take you along with this, and we'll go from there. So until then, it's cold. We're supposed to get some snow tonight and tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna find calories. It's another day in the shop. We got Ray here. Hey. Okay, so as you've seen prior on the crawler, with the list. What did we do? We got coffee, check. We added the oil and filter. We did the fan. All that stuff's installed. I did prime the oil pump. We're going to do it again today, just because. But it was more of a test thing.
It's a good idea to do.
Yeah. Got all the hose clamps on there, so cool. Today's primary goal is to tighten up all the rockers.
Lash the valves.
Yeah, basically, because they're all loose right now. And we're gonna try to get this thing timed in, but get the distributor in and timed. Once I get him off the chair, we're gonna go ahead and hi-ya after this thing. So, rockers are lashed. That actually only took like 20-30 minutes.
Just annoying.
It's a pain, it's got to be done.
Now the time to stab the distributor.
Yup. We have our DUI distributor. We got marked where each post goes, so we know where it's going to clock in at. We already set the balance, the timing, the physical timing where it needs to be. So now we just got to stab that thing in and go from there. We're going to set her at about 10 degrees. Why not any further? Because it has a mechanical and a vacuum advance. So we're going to try it there for now and leave us some wiggle room to adjust it. Then all we need is our 8/16 wrench to tighten it down once it's locked.
You know, we actually have a legit distributor wrench in the box.
Yeah, 8/16 right here. Like, I kid you not, this is an 8/16. There it is, 12.7 mil or 8/16. Now, if you look closely, you see here, I'll tell you what, distributor's in, the wires are on, it's in time. Don't look closely at the numbers because, yeah, it's only 2 of them are backwards, 2 and 6. I can live with that. Yep. So, as mucho progresses. So we go set about 10 degrees, and yeah. We need to adjust it. We have a little bit of wiggle room, so yay for that. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. Ray needs calories. I need calories. I'll probably come back at this tomorrow. The temp sensor came in, I'll fix that. And we'll go from there. So, yahoo, getting close. All right, everyone. Once again, we're freezing our tails off out here. It's nighttime. Ray was here earlier. He was nice enough to bring the propane torch. Appreciate it, bud. So we can get these battery cables on. I'm hopefully gonna do both sides tonight. Yeah. I want to try to get as much done as I can. Anyway, so tonight's objective, solder in some cables. sealed up. Alright, so the last one we're going to have to do on the truck here, just because it is attached to the starter, and I really don't feel like taking all that wiring back out. So we can do it right here on the, by the battery. Hopefully the camera caught that. I know my hand may have been in the way, but yep, that is the main battery cables built. I still gotta do a ground to the other side. So I'm gonna let that cool because it is nuclear hot right now. And find something else to do.
Next is these flywheel bolts. I'm probably not gonna get you a good shot of it because it's up in the transmission. I'm gonna have to kind of feel this one out. But it's 75, then 85 foot-pounds, and a lot of Loctite. You don't want these things coming loose.
Alright, so that was a little bit of a nightmare, but flex plate's in. Yay. Battery cables are all, well, at least on this side are all hooked up. I gotta make a ground for the other side. I'll do that later. I gotta get a second battery first. I just loomed it up, bolted it all in. I didn't bore you guys about that. And you just got some loom on it. Goes all the way over there. The negative's off at the moment. I did just hook it up, make sure nothing caught fire, and it didn't, so yay. I don't know, I might try to hit the key and see if it'll spin over. We'll see. It's a little dark out here. I don't know how well you guys can see. That's probably really glary. Let's just give this key a bump and see what happens. Alright, let's see. Well, hopefully you all heard that, but she does turn over, and she does stop turning when you hit the key off, so that's definitely a big win in my opinion. Alright, so the alternator's hanging, the flex plate's torqued. I guess that could be chalked off the list, or checked off the list. I swear I need caffeine. Spark plugs, need to put some water in it, and I need the belt, which I'll probably get all that tomorrow. Well, the water I can get anytime, but I don't know. I might actually throw some antifreeze in it just to mix it in because it's supposed to get down the single digits this weekend. Everyone stay warm. We will hopefully be back in the next day or two. Hey everyone. Sorry this one's been a little longer than normal. If you stuck around till now, we appreciate it for sure. We basically have everything checked off the list to fire up the truck. You saw it turn over, so yay. We need the correct spark plugs. I think I got those ordered. And we did halfway try to fire it off. Biggest problem was when we tried to fire it off, you hit the key, it's supposed to a little squirt of fuel in. The passenger side was not injecting fuel. So yeah, we gotta basically tear the sniper system apart and figure out what it is. Then the fuel pressure regulator went a little crazy. It was originally holding the 60 pounds that it needed, but after a while it started dropping down to like 30 or 40. So I've got a new one on the way. Should be here Friday. So there's definitely gonna be a part 2 to this. Hopefully we'll be turning that key and firing that thing up, bringing her to life. Hopefully. So once again, if you stuck around till now, thank you very much. The whole like, share, subscribe thing, that'd be cool. Like I said, hopefully we can bring you a running truck this week or this upcoming week or next. I'm not sure yet. It all depends on parts getting here. We just had a big storm. Notification bell, boink. Give that little thing a whack. That'd be great. And we will hopefully see you next week or the week after.